What's up, everybody? Welcome back to T-4 and I'm a little conflicted about Sneak Peek 4 because on one hand, I'm really excited for the sneak peek because of what it entails. But on the other hand, I'm not so excited. So let's watch the trailer, guys, and we'll talk about it, all right? So this is a pretty cool little sneak peek, and there's definitely some nice little things in here, or questionably nice. This is nice. Storm looks amazing. Iceman looks amazing. The detail is awesome. I love it. And then we get to this right here. And this is where we see what is maybe not so nice, depending on how you're looking at things. So, first things first, guys, these are summer uniforms. And we all know when it comes to summer uniforms, one of them is always a paywall. You have Enchantress, you have Silk. Both of those uniforms were paywalls, guys. And they always do it for the waifu characters, which more than likely is probably going to be Storm, obviously. Now, if you look closely, guys, because I actually missed this the first time I looked over it, you actually can see Tier 3 here, so Iceman's getting a Tier 3, and you can see Tier 4 here, so Storm's getting a Tier 4. Now, I'm really excited that Storm is getting a new uniform, and I'm also very happy that she's getting a Tier 4 because that means she's going to go to level 80, and her damage is going to skyrocket. She'll probably actually be the Omega level mutant that she should be. And it is nice to see Iceman getting a Tier 3. However, here's the things that, kind of sucks about this, guys, all right? First things first is that Iceman is a semi-paywall character, right? He is a character that you literally have to buy bios for by spending crystals, right? So his uniform can get pretty damn expensive unless you buy a mega uniform ticket, which is about 40 American dollars, which is still pretty damn pricey for just one uniform, right? That's kind of the thing that sucks about it. Now, I don't really have a big problem with that, right? Because you can still at least farm for it. And if he's really OP and he's really strong, it'll be great. There's a lot of things they could do for the character because in all honesty, he just isn't that good, right? Knowing that he's getting in Tier 3 is good. It means that we can use him in content and we can use him in all the content that's available in the game. And that is awesome. It really is. But I mean, they really need to give the character some accumulation. Then they need to make him a little bit more proc friendly. I mean, he can play with a proc. He's not too bad with one, but it does get off a little bit sometimes on him, right? That is kind of a thing about him. I mean, they could definitely improve his leadership. They can improve his passives. There's a lot of things about the character that they could do, but the fact that he's a semi-paywall is kind of a thing. The other thing about this is if Netmarble keeps following the trend that they've been doing already, is that, again, the waifus always seem to get the paywall treatment, right? Gwenpool, Enchantress, Black Cat, Silk, all of them got the paywall treatment. Are they going to do that with Storm, right? Because if they do it with Storm, that means we're going to pay full price for the uniform for Iceman, just like we had to do with Cable, right? For example, I mean, full price. So this uniform really needs to be good, and he needs to be very strong. His Tier 3 needs to be very strong in order to make it worthwhile to buy the uniform, to level it up, to spend all them crystals for those bios to level the uniform up, or buy a mega uniform ticket. So there needs to be some big things from Iceman. There needs to be some really big things for him in order to justify buying the uniform. And then we get to the thing that's kind of two things that's actually kind of negative about it. One, more than likely, Storm's probably going to have a paywall uniform. Again, guys, they've just had this trend where it's always the waifus that get this paywall treatment. So I'm expecting Storm to get the same thing, where we're actually going to have to pay real money, probably around 20 American dollars, in order to get the uniform. And that, we don't know that yet, but it does put a bit of a sour taste in your mouth. I'm excited because she's going to be able to go to level 80. She's actually going to have a Tier 4. And actually, there's another flip side to that kind of sucks. Netmarble has been introducing Tier 4s like they're going out of style, right? They're introducing these things quite frequently. I mean, we already have 3 of them in the game, right? We got Iron Man, we have Thor, we have Moon Knight, and already we're throwing in Storm. Now, again, I'm happy she's getting a Tier 4. I'm happy she can go to level 80, right? Because Storm really isn't that great. She's really just used as a support character in the game. Right? Are they going to improve this? Right? Are they going to improve her leadership? I mean, the character, she's been a leader of the X-Men at one point in comics, right? She really deserves a lot extra love. And I'm really happy that she can go to level 80. We know that just going to level 80 is just an insane buff in itself, right? You don't even have to Tier 4 the character. But the thing about the Tier 4s, guys, is I still don't have a tier 4 character. And yeah, I could tier 4 a character. I could take a character to tier 4 if I really wanted to, right? I only got to level up Iron Man's last gear up one more notch, and then I can level him up. But these resources are very, very hard to come by. These carbonadiums are ridiculously difficult to get. It is a long process unless you're going to store and buy them. And Netmarble really needs to improve the drop rates of these said materials, right? Especially like with the books from Dormammu, right? I mean, you don't always get the books. I mean, I know I've spent 1,200 boost points in a day, 1,200, and didn't get any books at all. It does happen, right? I mean, and I know players that spent a hell of a lot more than that in one day and didn't get their books, right? It's just absolutely ridiculous, like how many resources you have to use sometimes, and I do say sometimes, in order to get those books, right? I mean, a lot of us will play one time and we'll get the book and that's all good, but a lot of times we won't, right? And like, if I was to do tier 4 for Iron Man, then there's no way I could do tier 4 for Storm because they're both blast characters, right? That's another thing. Female blast. It's kind of that's another thing about this. Maybe if we would have got, like we got a combat, we got a blast, we got a universal, it'd been kind of cool maybe to get a speed this round, right? To try to kind of balance out the tier 4s between all these characters. I'm not complaining about Storm getting a tier 4. I am happy about it. It's just, I think it would have been a little bit better if we would have had a speed that would have got a tier 4. So we can kind of keep that balance going on, but maybe Netmarble doesn't want to do that. And also the fact that we know that a lot of these uniforms that these characters get, like Iron Man, Moon Knight, I mean, Moon Knight's definitely made a big difference in ABX, but not a huge difference in World Boss Legend. Thor's is definitely better, for sure, better survivability, better damage in World Boss Legend, but it really was nothing over the top, especially compared to Jane Foster's uniform, which I'll probably show in another video. And then Iron Man's is definitely better, easier to play, right? Better survivability, but really nothing over the top. It really wasn't until you took those characters to level 80 where you saw the big damage results. And this is an old uniform, so I really would expect her new uniform to actually be much better, especially considering how good we know these paywall uniforms are. They really are just insanely strong. I mean, Silk, Enchantress, Black Cat, all those uniforms were insane upgrades for those characters. And I'm pretty much expecting the same thing for her on top of being able to go tier 4. Will Netmarble do that? Will they finally give some justification for Storm? Will they finally make her the Omega level mutant that she should be, along with Iceman, because he's also an Omega level mutant? It remains to be seen, guys. I mean, let me know how you feel about it. I mean, I really think that Netmarble needs to increase the drop rates of the resources to be able to tier 4 these characters, because they really are putting them out like hotcakes. And I think it's time that they need to increase the rates just a little bit more. I mean, people would still buy those packs. The whales would still be in a hurry and still level up their characters as fast as possible. Or if it's your favorite character, maybe you would do it in that case as well. But the speed as to which they're introducing these tier 4s is really too much. They really need to increase the drop rates of the materials to tier 4 characters. So guys, let me know what you think about the Sneak Peek 4. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody.